Welcome to Trending Gist podcast. My name is Isa Praise and I dey here with
Yes, my name is Dan Sofo Jr. Thank you.
okay. Recently we see a trending video of our president when he
Mm.
missed his step when he was trying to climb a podium.
Yeah.
And I think we should not actually be worried about it because like people make mistakes.
Yeah, that's like a normal thing for anybody. Anybody can actually miss his or her steps,
Yeah.
and you could fall down at any time. So that's not actually a news. But then it's because of the prominence, because of it's happening with the president, and so the
Yeah.
president is not supposed to fall.
Okay. Okay.
So that is why a lot of people are posting the video and talking about it. So I feel it's normal for people to talk about that.
Okay, I think there's actually a thing we should be worried about. We should actually be worried about the prices of goods and the way the prices are skyrocketing. Even recently, where like Salah is approaching, and the price of ram animals are really expensive, and most people will not be able to afford it.
Yeah, that's true because I'm a Muslim and I know it's hard for quite a number of us, affording RAM at this very critical time
Yeah,
because if you go to the RAM market now, the price you'll be hearing will be, always on the high side. You'll be hearing 200,
yeah.
500, 600, 1.5. And I was like, wow, what's happening? That means a lot of people like us are not going to slaughter animal this time.
Yeah.
Because if you ask me to get 200,000 at this very critical period of time in this renewed hope agenda period, I'll tell you it's actually going to be very difficult. And I know a lot of people that are still in the same show as mine. So it's not easy. It's not easy at all.
We've never even talked of them sewing a clothes yet. Or even
Yes.
getting a ram of like 150k.
Yeah, I know before you could with 5,000 naira at least you could sew a good cloth that will take you to Eid and bring you back. But as it is now, you go to the market, the smallest of material you can actually buy at good, that you can wear now. People be hearing 25,000 naira and above. No, the tailor has not touched it and you have not, transformed it. So it's a whole lot. People are going through a lot, including myself. We are going through a lot.
We dey go through a lot.
Yeah, at this particular time. Somebody said it recently that before they were seeing Shege, well, as it is now is Shege Pro Max, Shege Pro Max or Shege Bazaar. I don't know how they call it. So it's hard for us, and at this time, it is the grace of God for a lot of people to scale through and be able to celebrate the Salah with happiness and joy this time.
I personally think that people should not actually work themselves towards getting it because I don't think everybody will be able to afford it. Sha. Even those who will be able to afford it, some of them might not even want to share it with others because of the price.
Yeah, do you know one thing with this Salah animal slaughtering of a thing? It's not compulsory. And it is compulsory. How is it compulsory? It's compulsory for those who have the means. That's what God says.
Yeah.
God says this animal slaughtering has been made compulsory for those of you that have the means to. What is the means? The means is money, or you have a farm of cattle. You understand? Maybe you are rearing them, and you can simply pick one out of them and slaughter without problem.
Yes.
But then God says that it's not mandatory for those of you that don't have the means. That is the poor. So it's people shouldn't work themselves out because they feel they must slaughter animal when God has already made it easy for all of us.
I have a neighbor actually so when I was coming to the studio this morning. He was like he was going to find any means possible to get it, even if he's going to borrow. Which I think borrowing is not actually a bad idea, but if you don't have a means to like pay back, you should not actually borrow.
Yeah, of course. God made it forbidden for people to borrow, but there is an exception to it. I want to give an instance. If you are a poor person, if you are very poor, that people know you as a poor person or a poor man, it is forbidden for you to go and borrow to slaughter an animal or to make sacrifice this Salah or this coming Salah. Why? Because God has forbidden it. But on the other side, if you are somebody who has been killing animal, you have been doing the sacrifices for previous years, but now Salah is about 1 or 2 days from now, and you do not have the instant money, or what you have is not enough to buy the ram. Of course, if you borrow to buy the ram, in that case there's an exception to that, because you know definitely you are going to get the money to pay with ease without stress. Do you understand? As it is now, if I'm expecting money to come, I've done the business and I'm expecting the money to come. You understand? In multitude of what I used to buy RAM, probably I'm expecting 1 million naira to come, and the RAM is 200,000 or 150,000 naira. So if I borrow money from you to buy the RAM, and when the money comes, I pay you, it's not a crime, it's not a problem. But where it's a crime is when you are going to stress yourself, you are going to go into true pain. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
To pay back the money. That is when God says, no, 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 do not borrow. I don't know if you get the point.
Yeah, I get
So
it.
it's we are the one making it too difficult for us. God has already made it easy. If you don't have money to buy animal, to slaughter animal, please wait till next year.
No stress yourself.
No stress yourself. No
No.
stress yourself. And again, I know that a lot of people, they'll say, the price of, I bought my RAM 500,000, 1.5 million naira. My own must be big. It's not the size that matter. It is the intention and the sacrifice that matters. So you mustn't kill a cow. Why did God say use cow? No, cow is bigger than ram.
Yes.
So why God didn't say use cow instead of ram? So if you want to slaughter an animal for this sacrifice, it mustn't be the biggest of it. But what matters is the intention and the sacrifice you make to your creator. Of course, God doesn't eat meat. So why will he be interested in the meat? You understand? So that is just it. People should know that this sacrifice is about intention, is about the heart.
Yes, if you don't have, you should not even stress yourself towards it. But if you have, you should actually share with people and don't hide it in your fridge, because that is sin. So hiding, God actually said you should share.
Yes, of course, I know that some persons will tell you, I bought it 500 and the amount I used to buy this RAM is too high for me to share it. But of course, this is sacrifice, and what God says is that when you kill the ram at this time, you should take part of it and give to your neighbor, so that your neighbor that is poor, that is not able to afford it this year, will see meat in his food, during this salad time. Do you get a point?
Yeah.
They will not be finding it difficult to look for where to get ram meat or where to get meat to to cook with. So if you give them, the reward comes from giving, from charity, from distribution. That is the main essence of the sacrifice, being compassionate and loving your neighbor and sharing with them. So don't go and pile it up in your fridge, your refrigerator, because you bought it 1.5 million naira, or because you bought your own 500,000.
With the high cost of commodities in the market, how do you think people are actually going to cope?
Well, it's not going to be far from what it used to be. People have been coping. A lot of people are getting used to the situation already. So I think God will intervene, and any which way, Salah will be celebrated. You understand? Whether you have the money to buy, whether you do not have the money to buy, Salah will come and Salah will go. So you shouldn't be too pressured. You shouldn't push yourself too hard that I must buy this, I must buy that. So if you are able to buy, even if it's a cup of rice, you are able to afford this Salah, please, with your family, cook it and enjoy your meal. That is the most important thing. And when you go to eat, God says, what the prophet or God told us was that it mustn't be the newest clothes that you wear to the Eid. It is the what is it called now? The cleanness of your clothes you have. Do you understand? If you have 20 clothes before now, so you look at the one that is most new or most clean and dust it, clean it up and wear it to the Eid. You mustn't buy it. No. It mustn't be the one that you bought. No.
But I actually still find it shocking that people still work themselves up because of this clothes thing. Like they actually want to wear different clothes, different like so many clothes.
Yeah, for each of the Eid that come, they want to sew new ones, and which is actually not part of the celebration. If you have the money, actually you can do it. There's nothing bad in it. But what it's specified is that you should wear the newest, that is the cleanest, of your clothes. It mustn't be the one you just bought. So I can have about 10 agbada in my closet, in my wardrobe, and I look at them, the one that is most new amongst them, you understand, or the best of them, rather, let me use that word, the best of your clothes, not actually the newest of your clothes. So the best of my clothes could be what I'm wearing now. So I can still go and wash this, dry clean it, iron it, and still wait to eat. There is nothing bad in it. Your prayer will still be accepted. So I think that is just the basics.
This is where we wrap it up on today's episode of the podcast. And I'm glad to have you here.
Thank you so much, Allah. Thank you. I'm happy to be here
You're
and
welcome.
having you host me.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
This is the end of it. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe.